Uh,
Sometimes it has a lag, so I'm just double checking here.
no, it.
Oh, we're live now.
Oh, we're live? Cool.
Yeah, it
We're
said the stream
live.
is live, so
Okay, so if you are happening upon this channel, somebody forgot to
No,
turn their volume down, and that someone was me. So
I was about
welcome
say, it's not
to
me.
a live episode of Fear the Talking Heads. I am Barb. I'm with Joe, James, and Chad from Bonehead Weekly. Hi, guys.
Hello,
Sup?
oh,
Thanks
Internet
for
Eric.
coming
Don't get your hopes up.
in. I know. He's told us this better be good.
expectation is like my IQ, low.
No pressure or anything. So if you're coming upon this page or you're watching the replay, you need to make sure that you go check out Bonehead Weekly. So my channel is more like horror, suspense, thriller, but for the guys, they talk about, things of horror and pop culture. I mean, if you go and there's different playlists and stuff that you can click on and just have fun with it, because there's 8 years worth of archive stuff there. It's a lot.
Yeah, 8. It'll be 9 years in July.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Oh, apparently Eric's easily entertained, so allow me.
Yay, fart jokes. Who doesn't like that? Oh, yay, Patrick is here. Patrick is Have Cheetah Will View, and he's awesome about showing up to these lives too. So what we're talking about today, obviously, is the franchise discussion for Evil Dead. And these guys, I just thought this would be such a fun franchise to talk about with them, because they kind of know it inside and out and have gone to see all of these. So
What?
And yes,
I've never seen these pictures.
So my question is, with the Evil Dead, the very first one, did any of you see that at the theater when it first came out?
Oh my
No.
God, Barbara, we're not 47,000.
Yeah.
Hold on, I am 48.
I was like 2.
I would have been.
yeah.
Hold on, we're just giving you a hard time, but yeah,
I would have been 5, and I was at the drive-in theater with my parents.
There's
I
a funny
was
story about this,
4.
because
Not
Joe and I have the same experience about this, in that we didn't realize Army of Darkness was a part 3 when it first came out.
because it sounds like a standalone, doesn't it?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah,
I loved it. Never knew until high school, when my only real friend in high school said, "Hey, you need to watch this movie Evil Dead," and gave me a VHS tape. And I was like, "Oh my God!"
yeah, similar. I saw the trailers for it on a Friday night on Fox. I can remember, and it blew my mind. So I don't know what the hell that is, but to quote Stephen, I don't know what that is, but I got to get at it. And it was just me and someone else in the theater, Army of Darkness, and I started to fall in love with Sam Raimi, and then I had seen Darkman, and then it was there's more of these. It was just going down a rabbit hole. Evil Dead 2, then Evil. I actually think I saw the Evil Dead first. I made my mom take me to an old mom and pop video store, and then it took me a while to find a copy of Evil Dead 2. But people don't realize, for a lot of years, a lot of the VHS copies were destroyed, broken, used up, like VHS, and they didn't sell them. Like, you could just go buy. People forget you can buy the Evil Dead, the original trilogy, everywhere. Gentlemen, am I right? And there was a time you just couldn't. I remember there was. Go ahead.
And I was just gonna say, and with me, I had a very small movie theater where I grew up. And if it wasn't a major motion picture, they didn't have it. So the Army of Darkness never came to our theater. I had to wait for it to come out, and I knew it existed, and I just kept waiting for the VHS tape release, and then that's how I watched it.
Because the Army of Darkness was the back ad on every comic book. Like, during that time, for some reason, they put a lot of ads in the comic book and Marvel Comics for that movie, and that's actually how I found out about Army of Darkness. It was all over the tagline, surrounded by evil, low on gas, and it was all over. It was the back cover, the back ad on comic books for a long time. For a few months. So yeah.
Well, I had seen this one as a kid, but it was one of those things where it was on the TV and I kind of walk in, walk out. I didn't watch it all the way with my parents, but I as an adult went back to watch it, and I still didn't really get into it. And it's good that there were more after it, because then it makes you curious about the rest of what's coming. Like the second one, of course, I feel is super chaotic. I mean, is it a good thing? Some people like that kind of chaos.
Well, I think most people, I think most fans, Evil Dead 2 is their favorite. I think that's considered the best Evil Dead film by most people. I think. I'm looking for this is a chat show, right? I was looking for the other two to support me.
No, I mean,
I just saw in chat that Evil Dead versus Evil Tunes. We really going to have that conversation?
Yeah, that's not an actual verse. Have Cheeto will view Evil Tunes. I bet Chad. Well, no, I've seen it. That's one of those movies that probably Chad's only seen, but I've seen it.
No, the best part about Evil Tunes is the lady from Return of Swamp Thing. I forget her name. Who dated Jim Wynorski?
Adrienne Barbeau?
No.
Oh no. You said Return. That's right. You said Return to Swamp Thing.
No.
So
what was her name? We had him on the show, and remember he was like, and I was dating blah 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 was dating Heather Locklear, and I was dating blah, and she was no slouch, and she wasn't. He jumped right.
She wasn't. I am looking up her name right now while you all have this conversation.
Jim Wynorski loved talking about the women he dated.
It is sensory overload. Yeah, I agree. Just answering Eric there.
Yeah. No, it's I think the reason I like Evil Dead 2 is probably the one I enjoy, just sitting down to watch more. But Evil Dead 1, yeah, it is effective just simply because
Monique Gabrielle.
Thank you, Chad.
Well, the rest of us were worried.
Yeah, but I was going to call off work tomorrow to send out a search party. Anyway, no.
Eric was concerned.
Which one is Evil Tunes, by the way? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat, and I'm like, which one is Evil Tunes? What's the Terror Tunes is the one I'm thinking of.
No, Evil Tunes has David Carradine.
Yeah, Terror Tunes is, I think, stars a porn actress.
And I've actually seen both, I think.
Yeah, somebody tried to tell me that, gave me Terror Tunes and told me it was way worse than Man of the Hands of Fate. So we switched, and they came back and they said, no, mine is terrible. Yours is god awful. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, at least Terror Tunes has babes in it. Yeah, it's funny. Can I comment on what Eric's saying?
Sure.
So yeah, you're right. What you got to know about Sam Raimi a little bit is that he very much giggle like a little schoolboy, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but if he can hurt the audience and get a visceral reaction, nothing's going to make him happier. Nothing's going to make him happier. I follow Damien and Swift. I can't think of their names. The ones who just wrote Send Help. And there's a scene in it where a zombie, where the Flash comes to the screen, and they were talking about every time they did every preview, Sam was in the back, would giggle and dance every time the audience screamed. It's just who he is.
That is so much fun, though.
It is. There's no better fun. So when it comes to, you're right, it's a very Evil Dead is a very visceral film. It never stops, and it's made by people who didn't know how to make a movie, not professionally, and it's bubble gum and popsicle sticks. It shouldn't work, but it still works. It is a horror film.
Well, and with the second one, one thing I want to bring up too is, if anyone, I feel like sometimes people stumble along to these episodes and they've never even seen the franchise. If you've never seen the franchise, I was asking these guys what scenes would be a good talking points. And for this, I'm just looking to find it. One of you gave me this.
7. I don't believe it. Of spades. Queen of spades.
It's so good.
4 of hearts. 8 of spades. 2 of spades. Jack of diamonds. Jack of clubs.
She really needs to pop that zit on her forehead. that would just clear everything right up.
Don't you demon shame Chad Jennings.
One by one. It's so good.
So thank you guys for giving me that one, because
it's so creepy.
It's creepy.
And it's one of those things I don't think had been done. Do you guys know a good instance of something like that happening in a movie beforehand? I'm sure somebody will watch this later and tell them that Joe. They'll go,
Exorcist. It made me think of Exorcist, though.
It does, but I mean, just being able to do that, and what I would say is a thing that I think the Evil Dead films don't get enough credit for, but people who are fans of them, the audio, the sound effects in Evil Dead films are always great. Bruce even talked about the last two, the remake and Evil Dead Rise, of just going in and going, no, we can sweeten that soundtrack. Of being one of the producers and having over, and it was so, they always have the best, just crazy audio. I just love it.
Well, that is, Eric has warned me. He warned me before I even went on that I might get a copyright strike for doing this, but it's friggin' worth it.
Can I just say, this is one thing that irritated me about the scene that Joe picked out. How long was that damn cabin abandoned? And look at that plant.
It could be fake, Chad.
Oh, it's a fake plant, isn't it?
They didn't have fake plants in the late 70s, early 80s. Those things
Actually,
didn't exist.
Actually, Chad, fake plants date back to the Civil War. Let me give you some material.
Hey, just to comment about what Will said about being in the back. Oddly enough, my 8-year-old son, loves Spider-Man 3. Just does. And
Sammy wasn't.
Yeah, but in all fairness,
Okay.
Joe, in all fairness, he also loves you. So
But
that's debatable. But yes, I understand where you were going with an insult.
So do you guys feel like The Evil Dead was the foundation, but you don't really go back to watch that one? Is it not rewatchable really for you?
I think it's the most
watchable.
No, and I like it, but I think it's also the most brutal.
It's still the most brutal.
Because the trees even are brutal.
Oh, don't say the R word. I meant to say that.
He has said before, Raimi has said, if he had to do over, he doesn't know that he would have done the tree scene, which is funny because he did it in Evil Dead 2 as well. He just didn't do it as graphically. Or as graphic.
When we saw it in the 2013 though too. I mean, it again, yeah.
It's a thing that people remember. It's a thing that it is unnerving. Here's what I will say. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, it's to me that is like it's okay. Killing is one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways, but that's a complete violation, right? And so, if you want to get across to me as the audience that this is truly evil, this is a terrible, terrible force of whatever. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it is the most evil thing that, Yeah.
Well, and what I would say about the original Evil Dead is that every time we get a new version, as far as the updated new Blu-ray, DVD, something they've dug up out of the closet somewhere that somebody's talked about, upgrading it never helps it. It was shot in Super 16. It is what it is. I don't mean it in a bad way, but watching it on my 75-inch a while back in high def doesn't help it. But it still works because it is a vicious horror film. It is extremely vicious. And it doesn't end. You're right. It just keeps going the third act until literally the spoiler alert, our hero gets knocked out the door and attacked.
I don't remember seeing anything like this though. Like you said, I mean, the only thing that is similar to me as far as the possession is parts of Exorcist when she kind of just but that's going to be with possession movies. One thing I thought was kind of cool about this franchise is that I love Scream, and that's not a secret, but with Scream, it does seem like they're pumping them out every couple of years. They waited. I mean, 81, 87, 92,
well, I can tell you why that is.
2026? Or, 2026. Why? What happened?
It's not like it was planned. They had no intentions. There was never an intention to make Evil Dead 2. That was never on anybody's mind, right, Chad? What happened was they made a movie called Crime Wave, and Crime Wave it wasn't for New World, it was for oh my gosh, I can't think of it, Hemdale or something like that. You have to Google that. I'm sorry, folks. They made Crime Wave, and Crime Wave is Raimi's second forgotten movie that no one talks about because most people have never seen it. It's hard to find a lot of times.
I love it genuinely.
There's 20 or 30 good minutes of Raiminess in there, right?
Yeah.
But overall, it's a really flawed movie. And he says the studio cut is bad. His cut was probably only a C, and he's owned it. So Crime Wave bombed. They needed to get another movie done. If they were going to be filmmakers, they needed to have their second one was a bomb. They had to have a success. Well, guess we'll have to do the Evil Dead 2, boys. It's the reason why you have the Evil Dead 2. It's the reason why it's almost a remake.
Well, very much a remake. I think you were explaining this to me once about that.
Yeah, you could literally, because they've said it before, you can cut all 3 movies together and make it make sense. The one you have to chop up is Evil Dead 2, which is most people's favorite. You have to chop off the beginning scene, about the first 15 minutes of it, till he falls into the water after the cabin. And then you chop off exactly where he gets pulled back into, and then you go run into Army of Darkness. It's just Evil Dead 2 is the one you have to cut up to do it.
I bet people were pretty confused though when they started watching 2. Like, wait a minute.
Didn't this? Yeah, but it's a recap. The first 10 minutes of 2 is a recap of the first one, right?
Right.
Same thing with Army of Darkness. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Army of Darkness.
They changed the story each time.
And absolutely, Evil Dead 2 came and went. They had a deal. The reason Army of Darkness didn't come out to 92, Army of Darkness sat on the shelf for a year or two. Bruce Campbell has a famous quote: "Is Army of Darkness wasn't released, it escaped." And what happened was, Dino De Laurentiis was the producer of Evil Dead 2. That's that Rosebud Entertainment. That's the only reason it's called Rosebud, is because Dilo had some sort of deal where he couldn't release an unrated movie. Chad, back me up on this if I'm getting any of this wrong.
No, I think you're right so far. Yeah.
And they just made up a company called it Rosebud.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because they couldn't get an R for Evil Dead 2. Even though they used all the green instead of the blood in a lot of it and all that's all because they're trying to get an R, because the MPAA was still pissed at them over Evil Dead getting out. So he had to go to court in England because it got on one of those video nasty lists, the original Evil Dead, and
By the way,
banned.
can I throw something out about that?
Yeah.
There's a great, if you're an Uber geek, I've got good news. Try to track down the first Evil Dead video game, which was only released in England. And the argument was that their goal was to create a new subgenre called computer nasties, to take video nasties and make them into video games. And, it's 1984 it was released, I think. Yeah, released in 1984. The graphics don't live up to the hype. As a matter of fact, the reviews of the time said they failed to actually capture the video nasty as a computer game. But the plot to the game, it looks very much like E.T. on the Atari, except you're Ash and you have to keep getting weapons, because your life slowly decreases until you collect enough weapons. And once you destroy all the monsters, you have to get the Book of the Dead. And that's actually from the video game in 1984. So there you go. It seems very similar to some other plot points that will be in Evil Dead later.
So Army of Darkness got caught up in the legal battle over the sequel to Silence of the Lambs. It's true. So
Really?
Dino De Laurentiis produced Manhunter, and then let Orion have, which Manhunter is Red Dragon, and he had the rights to Thomas Harris books. So when they went to do Silence of the Lambs at Orion, he's like, "Yeah, you can have it." Well, Silence of the Lambs became Silence of the Lambs. So when they went to do the sequel, it was a flare up between them and Universal, as I remember. And basically, it was in court for years about who had the rights to make the sequel to Silence of the Lambs, because Dino eventually, his company eventually did produce it. But that's Army of Darkness got caught in the middle of that. They wouldn't release it. Universal wouldn't release it. Sit on a shelf for almost a year or two. That's the other problems. The effects look so bad. It was made before Jurassic Park, but the CGI in Jurassic Park came out and nothing was the same again.
Well, you said something about the effects, and I have a clip that shows that to a T. Okay, and this reminds me so much of Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Did you guys ever see that, James? I feel like you're gonna.
I
know
love
this.
yes. No, I the Banshee in that. I would argue yes, it's dated, but it's still effective.
I love it.
I love.
So
it, yeah.
This definitely made me think of Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
This is just classic for me. I just love this scene.
Yeah, it is too. It looks so bad. He doesn't even move his.
Oh, and there's the next one.
And here's this is another scene I truly love. Just him having a complete mental meltdown. And then that
tears sells it for me.
Yeah.
And then one of my other favorite scenes is this too.
Yep. This is pure Three Stooges.
Yep. Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is what made Army Darkness. I loved Army Darkness so much, just because of these scenes.
But your hatred of skeletons.
And one more.
Oh, yeah. Pure Sam. All this is pure Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Push in 3 times. Hold on.
And of course, all that tobacco smoke.
If you ever think you could cut that metal with that, and then you couldn't cut butter with that chainsaw after you took it to the metal on that.
Sorry, I got early.
So what I was going to say is I see Will's comment, and I actually don't know that. I'm trying to see your point, but to me, you say forced, and as a Raimi fan, I don't see it as forced. I just see it's him. And I've had the opportunity, Chad's met him, and I've had the opportunity to spend a little time with him behind the scenes, him and Teddy. And that didn't change. That's who it was a dream come true, because he was just as goofy, making jokes about his brother chipping a tooth and about finding somebody who was practicing dentistry to get him to fix it, not an actual dentist. And he just kept doing shtick at the table. I loved it.
That's great. Yeah, Evil Dead 2. Chad, why do I feel like you said you saw this before any of the others? Or was it the third one? Was it Army of Darkness that you saw first?
I saw the third one before I saw any of the other ones.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, I saw Army of Darkness, and then it wasn't until high school when a friend told me about the first 2, and then I watched them, and I was just more deeply just in love, because I was a huge Sam Raimi fan by that time anyway, but knowing that there was 2 other ones that he made, and I hadn't heard of them.
By the way, does anybody know Roger Ebert's opening review of Evil Dead 2? The opening paragraph.
What was it?
I've probably seen it, don't remember.
It's great. He loved it. I'll just read the first paragraph. Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn is a comedy disguised as a blood-soaked shockorama. It looks superficially like a routine horror movie, a vomitorium designed to separate callow teenagers from their lunch. But look a little closer and you'll realize that the movie is a fairly sophisticated satire. Level 1 viewers will say it's in bad taste. Level 2 folks like myself will perceive that it is about bad taste. He actually argues a scene of him preparing the chainsaw and doing all that stuff is actually a subtle poke at Taxi Driver and movies like that, where it's all about how bad can you look, how mean can you look, and he's not. And so I never thought of it that way, but actually I was like, I mean, I don't know if that was the intent, but it is a good job to show.
I don't think that's it.
No, I don't think it's the intent either. I think Ebert was looking for something that's not there, but I was like, it is a good way of showing the cliche of people, prepping themselves for battle or whatever else.
So here's a little bit for your viewers. In the original Evil Dead, there's a ripped poster, and when they go down into the basement of The Hills Have Eyes, and according to Raimi and all of them, they actually found that poster and was like, no. He's trying to say, because there's a ripped poster in The Hills Have Eyes of Jaws. And they thought Wes Craven was trying to say, no, that's not real horror. What's going on right now is real horror. They read way too much into it. So when they put the ripped poster of The Hills Have Eyes in Evil Dead, that was like, no, that's not real horror. This is horror. And then Wes Craven saw it later. And when the Nightmare on Elm Street, when Nancy wakes up, the horror film playing in the back is the Evil Dead 2. I mean, it's the Evil Dead. That's what's playing in the original Nightmare on Elm Street when Nancy wakes up.
I have seen that so many times.
Most people don't ever notice it. Well, that's okay. Evil Dead 2, when they go back down to Freddy's glove is right there to Ash's right when they're going through. They went back and forth for years.
I love that.
And there's a beautiful time in the 80s and 90s where all these schmucks were giving each other cameos in their own movies. So Wes Craven and Sam Raimi are in John Carpenter's Body Bags. They're in the first segment. the one that takes place at the gas station. Sam Raimi's in Spies Like Us with John Landis. John Landis is in Darkman. We could sit here and go on. Sam Raimi's in Innocent Blood, right, Chad?
Yep.
There's a ton of directors in Innocent Blood.
Well, I have to ask you guys about Army of Darkness. When you first watched it, were you disappointed that it wasn't really horror?
No.
Or were you already at this point like, well, the second one is kind of a good combination of horror and comedy? So you
Well, that was the first one we saw.
It's the first one we saw, and I loved it. Like, I was sitting at home with it, watching it on a TV on VHS because that's the only time I was able to watch it. And it was worth the wait because I just fell in love with it immediately. It didn't have, like I said, there's not a whole lot of horror in it. There's just not. It's all fun and
it's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
I was about to say it is the closest thing spiritually to a sequel to Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
That's so true.
I mean, it's not the same thing, but it's very, very close.
It's
to
the
it.
Three Stooges version.
Yeah, and it's stupidly quotable. Like the fact that I've more than once yelled at people, "This is my boomstick." Now, half the people think I've obviously wandered away from an asylum, but the people who get it
think
go,
you're talking to your penis, but yeah.
No, anybody that knows me knows that's not true.
We all know you just go off half cocked.
Oh, I see what you did.
But boom.
But yeah, no, I just think and I think that's one of the things that really also is why the Evil Dead franchise does well, is because of the first three, at least, none of them are the same. None of them hit the same mark. So the fact, like, there's a lot of movies that, you can say, well, I like this one, but I enjoy them all. But I do understand why some people are like, no, I prefer this one and not any of the other ones.
I get it. But they're all three different. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
he made a different movie every time.
Yeah, and so it's one of the only franchises, I would argue a little bit less with the more recent ones, where things are different. And so, yeah.
I thought he had the best dialogue in Army of Darkness. Ash.
The best dialogue is in Army of Darkness. Well,
Yeah.
the Ash has the best dialogue, except for Groovy and a couple other things. Because in Evil Dead 2, everybody else has all the great lines, like Bobby Joe.
And then the first half of the movie, it's just him by himself having a mental breakdown, dealing with the ghost and the demons. So,
and I just want to mention this. And that's why I chose that picture, Eric, because I'm sorry, I'm covering up Joe here, but that's
happy
why
for it.
that's why I chose that, because I only just found out probably late last year that was him under that helmet, because I mean you would never guess without.
No,
but
know.
He keeps that picture at his table. I only just found that out too because he had posted something about it, but he keeps that picture at his table at conventions so that he'll sign that if people want to bring that up or want to pick that one. And
many times as I have talked to him, I don't know why I have never actually asked him about working on Army of Darkness.
Do you have an Army of Darkness poster?
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, he's the only bastard that has one, and I want one. That's like it's my top two out of the. I only want two posters real bad.
It's signed by well, hold on, Chad. It's not like it's not signed by Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell over there. It's not. I'm joking. I'm joking, Barbara. I am joking. My Evil Dead 2 is signed by and it's right next to the Evil Dead one sheet also over there. So yeah, I have.
Chad, let me at least defend your honor. Well, some of us just have our Leonard Nimoy signed Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan poster, and William Shatner signed it, and a bunch of other people. But you just go about your day, Joe.
Well, let me ask you this.
The Wrath of Khan's got Shatner on it.
Joe,
does it have Walter Koenig?
No, yeah, doesn't have.
Joe,
Leonard
do
Nimoy.
you have a Police Academy 5 assignment Miami Beach?
I do not. I bought it for you though.
No, you didn't. I bought it. I
can't remember. I just take credit. If you
by the way, to the comments, going back to the people actually watching, I do appreciate the fact you're right. Ash also has a different personality in each movie.
That's because of Bruce Campbell. I can answer that one. He learned how to act.
Well, not only that though, he gets dumber. Like as the movies progress, he gets like there. I want to go back and be do a short where it's somebody going to the cabin going, there's tons of lead paint in here and asbestos. Anybody that was in here more than an hour would be rendered stupid. Like a 5-second sketch would
That's
be perfect.
really good. We should do the Bonehead Weekly at the Evil Dead cabin. Well, no wonder he was making poor decisions. This tea kettle over here.
That's nothing but lead and mercury. I don't know. Why would you be here? This is all.
He chopped up his girlfriend.
There's no demons here. He was hallucinating. These shrooms growing in the corner are toxic.
Henrietta made me biscuits and gravy.
And I didn't know that Henrietta was Ted either for the longest time.
Oh yeah, that's Ted Raimi. Yeah, and you can see the seam broke in the back of one of the shots, and you can see the actual liquid of his sweat coming down. The panel has turned into a fur ball. Oh yes. Oh my god.
Oh, Kitty. Oh, Patrick loves cats.
That anaconda keeps smacking him right in the face.
So I think I already. Oh yeah, this is the one I wanted to play. All right. So one of you chose this one, and I have to say this is my favorite part as well.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Of course.
This almost made mine.
Yep.
This is my boomstick.
There could have been more on there, but I was trying not to get the copyright strike. But I don't care anymore.
I mean that entire dialogue. Hold on, my cat's gonna wonder. Yeah, no, it's fine, cat. We're not doing a show or anything. Get out.
That's not even the best part is when he is. You got that.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say it's the entire like the primitive screwheads. Like everything in that scene is just it just works for me as. I mean, honestly, for those that follow the comic books, Army of Darkness and Evil, Army of Darkness, it's always Army of Darkness versus. They have done a ton of comics where it's Army of Darkness versus Jason, Army of Darkness versus
Reanimator.
I don't know if they did one, but I would love to see Army of Darkness versus Highlander. That's my bucket list.
We can all hear Barbara type stealthily.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I was responding to people in the chat.
I knew Ted was in 2. Is he in 3 roles? I know he's in 2 roles. I didn't know he was in 3 roles in Army of Darkness.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's probably true. I actually can't answer that.
It'd be fun to have Eric on a panel with you guys sometime. He knows about the movies just like you guys.
Yes.
You guys all know way more than I know, but it's fun to talk about. So yes, Eric is a fan.
So the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash comic was actually based on that screenplay, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think so. Of what it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys? It would have been interesting because I own the comic book series.
Well, I think it would have been an interesting movie. The problem was there was an argument about it was about them and how the character Ash would play out. Do you want to hear about it, Barbara?
Yeah, I do.
Because Freddy versus Jason was a huge movie. It was huge, and Robert Englund has many times said New Line left so much money on the table because there wasn't a sequel. There was going to be a sequel, and New Line really wanted to do a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. And now Bruce Campbell has finally told the story of what happened. It was, okay, call him up. Yeah. All right. So what's going to happen? Well, you're going to fight Freddy and you're going to fight Jason. He goes, okay, I'm going to kill him. Well, no, you can't kill him. Oh, okay. Click.
Really?
That's when Sam and Robert. I mean, there's just like it can't be.
Why?
Ash
Wait, okay.
Win.
So you're saying Bruce Campbell didn't want to be a loser.
I think that I can't remember how the comic book ends, but I don't think he defeats them. I'm not for sure. Chad, do you remember how the comic book ends?
Honestly, I cannot remember.
I can't remember, but I am telling you that is what Bruce has said in multiple conversations of, all right, we show up, blah, blah, blah. But there was a guy named Harry Knowles who ran Ain't It Cool News, and he got pushed away for other reasons a long time ago. And I remember when it came out, and he was like, that's great. When the news broke, he's like, that's great. Love to see it. I want him to show up and kill Freddy and Jason from the first 10 minutes, and then we'll get another Evil Dead movie.
By the way, just FYI, again, just jumping into the comic books a little bit. If you're interested in all the verses that they've had, it's Army of Darkness versus Reanimator. That's where Ash
Mhm.
gets committed to the care of Herbert West at the asylum.
Well, that won't end well.
No. Darkman versus Army of Darkness. Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness. As we mentioned, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Army of Darkness, Xena Warrior Princess. Xena Warrior Princess, Army of Darkness. Those were two separate series they had to do, different ones. Friday versus Jason versus Ash. The Nightmare Warriors. That was follow-up. Danger Girl in the Army of Darkness. Prophecy, which is a Red Sonja story where Ash appears in the 4th issue. Army of Darkness versus Hack and Slash. Army of Darkness Reanimator Part 2. Vampirella versus the Army of Darkness.
Oh my God, are you going to read every one of them?
I'll stop at this.
That's up. That's up to the listener.
That's two more. There's two more, Joe, that I think are relevant.
Keep going.
Kiss
Yeah.
versus the Army of Darkness, because it's going down.
It's going
And
down.
then the last one I'll say is Army of Darkness and Bubba Hotep. That's what I'd like to read, actually.
I would like to read that one too. I do
Four-issue
love me some
series.
Boba Hotep.
With Joe R. Lansdale actually involved.
Has he ever said why he wanted to step away from directing and just kind of handpick others to direct these
Sam?
movies? Yeah.
Well, there's so many different stories. So there was going to be an Evil Dead 4 before they did Ash versus the Evil Dead series. That there was a script. I think Ivan who helped write Army of Darkness and Sam wrote one. But the problem was, according to Rob Tappert and Bruce, is that if you let Sam do it, it's going to cost 2 to 3 times, because Sam of what any low budget horror film would cost. And if it didn't make its money back, the franchise would be dead, because Army of Darkness pretty much killed the franchise in the first place, right? It came and went. That's the reason you don't see any of that stuff for a long time. It became a cult thing after, and none of the Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2 movies were huge theatrical films. They were all video cult films. That's where the money came from. It wasn't until DVD that you start bringing them back of, well, oh, should we do? And then by that time, Sam Raimi was making Spider-Man movies, which was his dream to do all of his life anyway.
So he had already moved on. So someone else must have come up with hey, why don't we do more of these movies? And he was probably like, well, I'll produce.
As I remember it, and I'm not picking on James, but I need Chad to make sure. As I remember it, the other two wanted to do sequels, and Sam's the one that wanted to do the remake. Chad, do you remember?
Buddy, I don't remember. I'm blanking on that one.
But I think that sounds right. Is the other two would have rather have done sequels, and then Sam's the one who wanted to do was like, no, let somebody else remake it and pick different directors. Yeah. James, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, at least it's a different response than John Carpenter. Go ahead and make it.
Yeah, no, It's the best thing. Just I put out my hand and someone puts a check in my hand. It's the best thing on. I love it when they remake things that I wrote, is what he says.
Yeah, because it's money, and that's
It's
so
money. They remake the thing. I don't get a check. I don't. No. Don't touch the thing. But you want to make another Halloween movie? Right there.
He'll allow you to
my
make,
hand. Is what he says.
He'll allow you to make as many as you want.
Well, I already know what you're going to say about this, because Joe, I think I remember you saying that you enjoyed this movie quite a bit, but I don't remember what the other two thought of it.
Oh, I loved it.
If it's the remake, I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it.
I thought there were one of you three. Maybe it's Evil Dead Rise that
It's
one
Evil
of you
Dead
remember.
Rise.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Rise.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I will say about the remake, I think I'm just a slightly bigger Sam Raimi Evil Dead fan than Chad, just like he's a little slightly bigger fan of certain other things than me. But it just meant so much to me. It was just I was like, somebody made a movie I wanted to watch when I saw Army of Darkness. Like, it was made for me. And when I heard that they're going to remake The Evil Dead, I couldn't have been more disappointed, more pissed. I just had no desire to see it. And Chad and James, when it started to get closer, the buzz started building. Do you remember? And then they released that trailer, and it's like, well, this looks different. This looks good. And then the first trailer, and it's like, dang, that looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like holding your few crossing, and then they started having they were releasing the early kind of oh no, this is good, this is good, this is good, which you know, they bury that stuff when the movie sucks sometimes. And I just think the Evil Dead remake works for two reasons. One, Fede Alvarez has only made one. I like all of his films except for one movie. He's just
which one is it?
I didn't care for his he did the third or fourth one of those, the girl with the dragon tattoo. He did the third one, the American version.
Oh, okay.
That third one. I think second or third one. I don't know. I didn't care for his girl with the dragon tattoo.
The girl in the spider's web.
Did you like it? Anybody else like it? It's kind of boring.
I honestly never got to it.
I was gonna say I don't think I got that far. I did like the first couple, but I don't think I
know. He just made another American one, and it just doesn't work. But
okay,
I don't think the remake's a remake. And Fede has said that's the second reason why it works. Is Fede's like, well, back in the day, they would have just called this a sequel. In the 80s, it would have just been called a sequel. That car is sitting there. She is sitting on that car. There are so many different references to everything else that's happened in those movies beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
this movie was freaked me out. This is the first one that actually scared me.
It's a good horror film.
It really is.
Well,
I'm sorry, James. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say the fact that it builds in this idea of, you know, that they're concerned about her because of drugs or whatever else. And it's, again, it plays with that idea of, okay, what's actually evil? Like, what is the absolute evil that you can see? And so it does. It just works for me because it adds something new, and it does something like, yeah, it's the Evil Dead are still the Evil Dead, I guess. The Force in the Woods is still the Force in the Woods. But these characters don't respond like the other characters. Like they did enough to where it's not like, oh, it's basically the same equivalent, right? They didn't do that.
Or why didn't you run? Oh, this is creepy. You should have ran. Well, why this
Yeah.
is going on? You should have ran. Well, they don't get the chance or any way to do that in this.
Yeah, and so it's a natural kind of progression in my mind that these are A, new characters, and B, again, they don't. It shows us that the rest of the world went on, like that whatever that evil is, it's in that area.
Yeah.
And so the rest of the world just goes on because for whatever reason, at least at the end of this movie, it's still trapped in that area. And so it works, and it's just it continued the trend of all the movies being different, which I liked. I liked the fact that we got goofy Army of Darkness, and then I agree, I do view this as a sequel. And then we got that, which was, boy howdy, if you started with Army of Darkness and jumped directly to that, you're in for a shock.
There's a great interview. Fede's a good looking dude, but he's also very charming. If you look up some interviews with him, and he's got a cool beard, and they're doing a preview of this, and he showed some of the footage, and it was right before it came out, and some of the audience nerds like me go, well, what about is it going to be funny? And they just showed a couple of the clips from this, and he goes, did that look funny to you? He's just smart. He's just smart, and he's right. He made his own, and it's kind of a sequel to me. I just don't. It is a pure balls. There's not one funny scene in that movie, as I can recall. There's some cool scenes.
Most of the budget goes to blood.
Well, I say,
oh my god! It literally rains it.
Yes.
But the thing about it is for all the gore in it, it is for what it is. It's a pretty movie. It's well done. It's well shot. It is. I mean, pretty may not be the right term.
No,
but
it's beautiful. It's beautifully shot. It's the prettiest of all of them.
Yeah, because there's I guess, I don't know. I must sound like a nerd, but there's a poetry to it, I guess. There's a framing. And it just works. Like you can take almost any still from it and go, yep, that works.
Yeah. The three you've got there are beautiful. And the fact that he made Mia the hero and she gets possessed, the first one who gets possessed is your hero character. It's kind of like that Janet Leigh twisting it on you of, oh, no, we're going to kill off the hero in the first 40, 50 minutes of it. It I don't know.
Unexpected.
It's very unexpected. It has a good reason for them all to be there. Everybody in it really, 2 or 3 of them are really good actors. That male's a little dodgy at times, but the friend with there's some really good actors in that movie.
Yeah, Shiloh Fernandez. Yeah, he was the one who he didn't take me out of it, but yeah, his acting is not
He's
on par
he's
with
the
rest of-
least. He's the least of
Yeah.
them. He's not awful, but and he does have he does have the sacrifice and the hero's death, and he kind of brings it towards the end. But out of all of them, everybody else is there to play. And Jane Levy is fantastic in it.
She is underappreciated, in my opinion, as an actor.
Yeah.
This picture where her hand is pinned under
Mhm.
that car, and that demon thing is like coming around the car, and you think it's gonna get her. Like my toes curled when I watched that. I was like, this is not like the other movies.
And
it's very.
And James, I remember when we got out of the theater later or whatever, James was like, "Oh my God!" And it explains how it finally explains how it gets to one person to another. Sam never bothered to explain it. It just happened.
Well, and that's what I mean. It adds things. It doesn't just say, okay, it is what it is. It develops the story. It develops the Evil Dead more than the other ones do. So yeah, no, it's just yeah. I to be honest, it's one that I can go back to time and time again. So
I can too, and one of the best scenes.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
And it just keeps, it's raining blood, Barbara. And then she takes the chainsaw. Yeah, Sam didn't do anything that graphic in any of the ones before.
That was your favorite scene?
It's my favorite scene. It's so gnarly, though.
My favorite scene, I told her my favorite scene was when she's actually ripping her arm off as it's trapped. Yeah, I genuinely, I love that scene.
I thought about putting that actual video up, and then I was like, will it be too much? I was wondering, like, will it be too much? So that's why I just put the like picture of her pinned under there, and I'm like, well, I guess people can use their imagination.
Because as Joe and I, it was between those two scenes. It was her shoving that chainsaw, but also just the pure visual reaction of she's got to get out from underneath there, and it just watching it tear and her screaming. Oh, it was so perfect.
That's pure will to live right there, because otherwise she didn't want to die with that thing.
I'm shocked that Chad didn't pick the one that gets to him is the stabbing in the eyes with a needle.
Yeah, that's why I can't pick it.
Oh, he's like, he didn't want to see that all over again.
No. I'm not going to pick that as one of my favorite scenes when I literally can't watch that in any movie whatsoever.
Oh, God.
You know, it didn't bother me in Evil Dead. It bothers me more, and it actually doesn't happen. But the beginning of Star Trek First Contact, where it just shows it slowly approaching the eye, the slow approach gets me way more than bam, done. I don't know why. I think it's I'm like, oh, if it happens quickly, I'm like, well, that's done. But the slow approach always gets me. So yeah.
Well, I know you guys weren't that wild about the last one that we saw, Evil Dead Rise. It's actually my favorite.
Oh, I love it.
I enjoy it. I love it.
Chad and I love it.
Oh, it's James. Okay.
Here's my problem with it is, and it's what I've said about all the other ones. All the other ones are different, and other than this one takes you to the city. That's the only thing that felt new. That's the only thing that felt like, even the throwaway where we got to have a chainsaw, we've got to have.
I
appreciate the thing, but I mean, other than now it's a family instead of friends, but there was nothing that I was like, oh, it changes everything the way the other ones have something that changes everything.
See, because Lee Cronin actually brought some of the comedy back into it.
And I'm not slamming it. I enjoyed it. But it's the first one where I was like, there was nothing in it where I'm like, oh, that changes something. Changes everything about what I know about it. Other than, they moved it to the city. It got out of the woods finally.
But you know what they did? They said, F them kids.
Oh, no. And
they put kids in the line of fire on this one, which
they don't make it out.
No.
I was kind of surprised. They went for the kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like I said, I'm not slamming. It's just the first one where I walked out going, yeah, okay. And that, by the way, okay, it's pretty good, because usually I'll nitpick something to death. And I'll watch it again, but it's the first one where I was like, I didn't have the visceral reaction. Like it's good. It is good.
It is
It's
so
just-
well made. I
is.
didn't have a lot of hope because the Evil Dead remake was so good, and then it was so many years before we got Evil Dead Rise. And Evil Dead Rise, I don't know if your audience knows this. That was meant for HBO streaming.
No, I didn't even know that.
They had to fight to get it out to the theater, and then they once again, it was another one of those that, because the Evil Dead movies have never been all that huge when they come out. The Evil Dead remake did well, but the Evil Dead Rise, I just listened to an interview with Bruce Campbell the other day. He's talking about Rise made more than all of them combined.
That's awesome. Well, I think I told you when I went with my sister and my nephew of course thought it was awesome. But we walked out and my sister said, "Sister, that was scary." I said, "Yeah, wasn't it awesome though?"
Alyssa Sutherland did such an amazing job.
She just carried, well, I shouldn't say, actually everybody in that movie's good. Don't you think? Those kids are really good too.
Yeah,
Those kids are really good. Do you guys know that little girl was from
Mhm.
Stranger Things? I didn't know that until I went back
Oh
to
no, I thought you were
rewatch
going to go
it.
with something else. I didn't realize that was the one from Stranger
The
Things.
youngest daughter,
Yeah.
she's the one that was in the final season of Stranger Things, trying to find her way through
Oh.
I fail to remember her name right now, but
I agree
yeah.
with Eric. As it was I like that creature at the end too. I love that it all kind of pulls into that thing that comes out and she takes the chainsaw and the wood. I just loved it, and the whole scene with the peephole and the door. And I listened.
Oh wait, I have that one here. Hang on.
Was this one of the scenes you picked, Joe?
I can't remember. I love it. It's so good.
It's so really creepy.
It's this creepy and funny. I think he strikes almost the perfect balance between what Fetty did and what Sam did.
And how did that kid still let her in? She's still trying to unlock the door and let her in. I'm like, that's not your mama. But this, okay. Sorry. Okay, this part though, this next one that I want to show,
Yeah.
I actually felt bad because when she says, like, don't let them take my babies.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, sis? I had the most beautiful dream. We were together sitting in a tall forest. The wind was clean and the birds were singing the sweetest melodies. It was the perfect day, and all I could think about was how much I wanted to cut you all open and climb inside your body so that we could stay one happy family.
Oh, she's so good.
I know.
It's such a good part. And then like they're screwed. They're all screwed.
They're all screwed. I know, but she if that was miscast, that I don't know that
It would have been
work.
completely different if it was a townhome.
A duplex, maybe, Chad? You want to try that
One
out?
of your guests said something, and I didn't see what it was in the chat. I was going to respond. I was she cooks eggs like me after a 6-pack of beer. No, that's mommy's with the maggots now. You're right. They just the Deadeye, they do not care. Although I always think Deadeye's the dumbest name we could have. It's right up there with Youngling.
Youngling? Where'd that come from?
Star Wars.
Younglings from Star Wars.
Oh.
Younglings is from Star Wars.
I know, I'm
Younglings
terrible
from
with the Star Wars.
and Unobtainium.
Unobtainium.
And Unobtainium.
Unobtainium
from
is by
Avatar.
far the dumbest. That's the dumbest name.
You say it's hard to get. You called it Unobtainium, did you?
Oh my god! What?
And why did it end up calling that? Because nobody learned to tell James Cameron no.
No.
Well, I felt like Evil Dead Rise did have one of the best openings.
Oh, it does.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Because
her literally rising.
Well, and also it was actually reminiscent of that card scene that you liked,
Mhm.
Joe, from the first one, because she's reading the book and it's like boom, a recall back to that.
And can we talk real quick about the Bruce Campbell cameos in both these?
Yes.
Because this one's got a really good one. And if you don't know, I'm assuring most of your audience
The
already
Fetty
knows.
one was unnecessary.
The what?
The one from Fetty's was
You
unnecessary.
take that back. I enjoyed it.
So we moved past the one from Fetty. I think it's cool that it's at the end of credits. Barbara, did you know where it's at the end credits of Fetty's at the Evil Dead remake? Bruce
I
Campbell's
thought there was
cameo?
one where it was a picture. Wasn't there a picture?
You hear him say groovy, and you can see it at the end of the credits. It's him with a chainsaw, and it says groovy. And it's like
That's
it's going.
great.
And there was an original ending. I don't think it was ever shot where it was either shot. There's a lot of arguments about whether it was shot or not. Where Bruce Campbell's the one who picks up Mia, and
Well,
he's
I
got
love
and
stuff
she's
like that.
and she's a deadite, and he's either got the chainsaw or the shotgun.
But I've told you before, when they add little Easter egg things like that, I eat that up. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's fan
Yeah,
service."
you're right,
I don't
Eric.
care. You can give me as much as you want. I'll
Some
take all
of the
that
fan service works a lot of it. I mean,
Mhm.
you do have certain expectations when you go in to see an Evil Dead movie. I think you do have an expectations of that double barrel shotgun better be and some sort of chainsaw has to be worked in there, don't you think?
Even if it's on a
And-
in a
and
shed somewhere,
insulting-
just laying there
right.
to be shown on the movie. Yeah.
And insulting demons. Because there's like Deadites don't give a shit. You're right. If you don't have insulting demons, a chainsaw, and some sort of double barreled shotgun.
I want to make a film about self-help demons that show up, try to cheer you up, but really they're cutting you down. Like, no, you're perfectly fine. Go ahead and eat another donut. You'll be okay. How about-
Demon
know what they've-
enabler.
What they've
Oh my
shown.
God, demon enablers. We just wrote a script. Let's go. Nobody tell
Demon
anybody.
enabler. That's what it is. I want to play the demon.
No, lots of people. And what's funny is we can make allusions to other films and nobody will care. Lots of people have 3 mortgages on their home. Go ahead and buy more lottery tickets.
It's all good. It's all good.
What
And
they've shown on every single one of these, though,
Yeah.
is a theme of someone reading something or playing something that brings this raining hell. But why don't they, for the next one, maybe have it to where no one's done anything? It's just something has happened outside of reading the book, or I suppose they have to keep the Necronomicon in there, though. But
Yeah. Well,
It's the driving force.
Yeah, Lee Cronin talked about how he thought when he went to write Evil Dead Rise, to him it was there was 3 books in Army of Darkness, and one of the books was Sam's, one book was Fetty's for the remake, and his by God was going to be the 3rd book, and that's the reason why it's underneath the thing, and because that's probably the part of Evil Dead Rise that makes no sense. They just happen to be right there that one night. It breaks, they're shutting them out, they're getting rid of them. There is a lot of happenstance in that, but it did move it out of the woods, and it does work. And like Bruce said, it's the most successful of any of them theatrically put together, which I didn't think it was that successful, but according to him, all over the world, that one's the most successful by far.
I think people were just hungry for it. So when it hit the theaters, people came out in droves for it.
Yeah,
And also, think about this, though. It came out in 2023.
Mhm.
Wasn't that far back that theaters were closed? And,
Yeah, it was right after COVID.
Yeah. So I think that probably had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, 10 years though between that remake, and the remake was a fairly successful. And a lot of people had asked Fetty over the years why there wasn't another Evil Dead, and he couldn't give a good answer. So I don't know if the money just didn't come together or what on any of these. But now we're getting 2 of the bastards, so here we are.
Well, what do you guys think? Now, closing this up though, for Evil Dead Burn, what are your thoughts on that? Now, I think you said you don't want to watch a trailer, right, Joe? You just want to go.
I will
blind?
watch it. No, what I said was I didn't want to watch the one where they're shooting with a video camera in the back. I'll wait till they drop the
Eric.
good ones. What I was trying to say, yeah.
And see, I'm the one that's pretty much given up on trailers altogether. I don't really want to watch trailers because they give away too much of the movie.
They give away too much.
So I would just rather go to the theater and see it. Now, I mean, this is the first time where the director, the same thing with Lee Cronin wasn't that well vested at the time when he made Evil Dead Rise, but Sebastian Vanacek has pretty much done one movie.
Well, Lee Cronin had only done the Hole in the Ground, and I didn't watch it until a couple of years, and it's a cool Irish film. But I didn't see anything. It's really well made, but I didn't see anything in it that would have made me pick him for the Evil Dead. It's the same thing with Fetty. He did that short film that blew up on the internet. Chad, do you remember? It was the aliens attacking.
Yes.
I think Evil Dead is his first full length feature movie.
So that's why I'm saying, that's kind of what I was saying was I'm hesitant, but at the same time, it has worked before. So bring it.
I asked Sam about this on the panel, and I asked him his philosophy because I kind of figured I knew what it was. And then Bruce has said this too in interviews, is that Sam's the one who picks them. Robert's actually the producer. Robert Tapper is the one who's going to be, if they shoot him in New Zealand, they've used, because Robert Tapper's married to Lucy Lawless, and they used to produce Xena and yada, yada, yada. A lot like the Evil Dead, and I'm not for sure if Evil Dead Rise or not, but I know Evil Dead remake was shot in New Zealand. They had a long, and they're able to get so much of that. So they had a long shooting schedule. In New Zealand was cheaper. So he said, and I just assumed, and he was right, you give them the money, you let them do it, and you let them kind of make their movie. And Bruce has said the same thing, is that he wants to be a little less, he doesn't want to fight with 20-some-year-olds about their vision and whatnot. It's like, no, just go make it. And then I'll come in and give you some notes or something. We can punch this up and fix this or do this, or maybe we should do this, but kind of agree on the script, and you let them make their movie.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad's right. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
It has worked so far. Now we got two more.
And they cast Hunter Doohan, which I think he's done two great performances. One as the creepy Jekyll and the Hyde character in Wednesday. I thought he did a really great job with that. And also, too,
Is that in season 2?
No, he was in season 1 and 2.
He was in season. Well, I remember him from season 1. I haven't seen season.
I don't
2.
remember. I don't remember him. I'd have to go. I don't remember that character in the show.
He did a really great job.
He was unexpected in that role, wasn't he, Chad? I didn't suspect him at all.
And he was really he'd had some really great scenes in the last season of Daredevil where he played the serial killer Muse. So I think there's some great casting in it. That's what I'm looking forward to it.
Unfortunately, not related to James Doohan though.
Yeah. So we get Evil Dead Burn is coming out. They actually just moved it up 2 weeks.
Yeah. Are you guys going to see that this summer?
Oh yeah.
Together?
I mean, that would be the hope.
Yeah.
Like a little outing for the Boneheads.
James couldn't make Evil Dead Rise. I don't remember why. I guess you were in Mississippi.
It's probably, I'm no longer there, but yeah. So it's probably I was working. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will see Evil Dead Burn opening weekend.
That's probably a good idea. Happens. You don't want it to be spoiled for you. I feel like there's certain things you don't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because the internet is quick.
Let me spoil it now. I bet people get possessed by evil.
I'll wear my hat.
I was going to say, anyone that's gotten this far and you've never seen the Evil Dead franchise, it's just basically this book that's made of human skin, and people make a lot of bad decisions.
Now, it was originally called The Book of the Dead, right?
It was called Book of the Dead when it was.
It
had its Detroit premiere. Yeah, that old theater. There's a famous picture you can Google of Rob, Sam, and Bruce standing in front with the marquee says Book of the Dead.
Even in the movie, it was originally called Book of the Dead. When did it become the Necronomicon? Because it was originally just Book of the Dead, wasn't it?
No, they call it the Necronomicon in the movie, but it was the original title was Book of the Dead.
Because I know they also call it Libris Ex Mortis, which literally means Book of the Dead.
Yeah, where it's I thought it was always called the Necronomicon movie. Maybe I'm wrong. The producer who actually distributed the Evil Dead, who helped them get distributions, the one is like, all right, boys, it ain't something. They do a great quote. It's not Shakespeare. It's like an old time producer in an office in the late 70s, smoking a cigar, early 80s. All right, it's not Shakespeare, but I think we can make some money. And you got to change the title. We're going to call it The Evil Dead. And they all three thought that was the dumbest title ever. And it is kind of stupid title, but it works.
Well, and in their in the defense of the producer, I've actually heard it said before that unless it's based on a famous thing, you don't want the term book used in your title ever.
Huh. I didn't know that. I think that's another reason why Army of Darkness sticks out, is that it probably should have been called, I mean, at one time they wanted to call it the Medieval Dead.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to sound like this is off topic, but it feels on topic. That new movie, Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much like from the Evil Dead universe.
That's what everybody says. It's not really a mummy movie. It's really The Exorcist meets The Evil Dead.
Yeah,
I'm dying to see it. I want to see it this weekend, but I didn't get a chance to go.
Yeah, Chad, I heard it's so good.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try to sneak out and see it this week.
I had somebody that I know was going to take, actually did take 5 younger people to see it. I won't say their ages, but younger people to see it. And I was like, isn't that back to being a horror movie now? Because there's an entire generation that links that to an adventure film. And they were like, yeah, it's a horror movie. After they got back, they were like, yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. They do. They think of Brendan Fraser. And we're getting another Mummy movie. That Barb's favorite Scream Radio Silence guys are making the new Mummy movie.
But Cronin even said in an interview that his goal was to bring it back to horror, because he argues the I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Tim Cruise. Tom Cruise one's not horror either. He argues.
Oh, I love that one though.
It is darker than the Brendan Fraser one.
Yeah, but I also agree. Like, there was no part in it though where I'm like, I am terrified. Like, it was like, okay, yeah. I mean, bad news for Tom Cruise, but nothing made me go, yeah, no, it's horrifying.
But he is an action guy, and I felt he did well with that.
Oh,
action.
Yeah.
It's like an action horror, but not horror, not scary.
It's kind of a spooky little action film.
Well, and I'll be honest, I must admit, I do wonder what we would have got if the Dark Universe would have continued. Like, if we would have got the build up. I know some people are like, no, they didn't enjoy it, but I was like, I honestly want us to get back to, I'm fine. I don't know who, where Universal went so long that they were teaming them up with Abbott and Costello. I don't know who that team up would be now, but I would have loved to see Russell Crowe's Hyde team up with, I don't know, Jim Carrey. I don't know who it would be now, but Super Troopers. We can do
Jay
that.
and Silent Bob.
Oh my! I'm sold. Mummy meets Jay and Silent Bob.
Yep.
Get Kevin Smith and Muse on the phone now. I need it to happen. You're right.
No, I still want to do the Boneheads do it. Why are we not pitching ourselves?
Because nobody's going to give us a budget, Joe.
Nobody's going to give them much of a budget.
More
Yeah,
than
we're getting $0. We're getting $0.
They can do a Kickstarter. If we do a Kickstarter, it's literally just people lining up to kick us.
That would be true.
Gives a whole new meaning to Kickstarter, I guess.
Starting to kick.
Well, I guess I could let you guys log off. It's been an hour.
You didn't want to talk to. Well, that's okay. Did you not want to talk about the show?
About the show?
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
You know what? I haven't seen it, but if you guys have seen it, I would love for you to talk about it, because
I've seen them all.
Eric was talking about it in the chat. He said they're free on Plex now, or did you say Flex or Plex? What'd you say, Eric?
Plex. He said Plex.
Plex. Okay. Yeah. So apparently now that they're free to watch on there, because I think they were on some kind of a streaming app that I didn't.
Well, they were made for Stars. Yeah.
Stars. Yes. So did you want to talk about that? I'm assuming that has a lot of good dialogue in it, which makes me interested.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Joe.
No, please.
I wouldn't know if I would call it great a dialogue, but it's just Bruce Campbell
for Ash
being an idiot.
Yes.
He takes
that lead paint from the cabin just keeps getting worse.
Yeah. Because in Army of Darkness he was pretty idiotic, but this one he's just full on chauvinistic, an asshole.
The $6 million man plays his dad.
Yeah. The one who carries that show more than anybody, in my opinion, is Dana Del Lorenzo. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, she's great. And what's the guy's name too?
Ray Santiago.
And they're both going to be at Scarefest this fall. Come and see them. Hopefully, we'll have a really kick-ass Evil Dead panel that year too. But the best episode of that, there was only 3 seasons, and it probably didn't need to go on much longer than that. Mm-hmm. It probably didn't need 3 seasons. Probably a season or 2 would have been fine. The best episode's the one directed by Sam Raimi, which is the first episode.
Yeah.
It never really got better than that. I don't think, in my personal opinion.
I kind of agree with you in that the first episode was such a high note.
Because it hit every single...
Yeah, but I still enjoyed the whole series.
I did too, but it never got better.
It never hit that peak again.
I love the mascot episode, with the creepy mascot thing going on. But also, he gave us Ashy Slashy.
Yeah, the puppet.
I would honestly, I've seen people sell those online, and I've thought more than once. I'm like, I need one of those.
They do with the puppet where he's in an insane asylum and they're using the Bart. You got to watch it. It's hilarious. It's a fun show.
It really is.
It really is. I'll tell you another little bit of tidbit. Sam went so over budget on the first episode that they had to cut a day off of every other single episode that season. So every director lost a day on a show that only shot like 5 to 7 days for an episode. Every director lost lost a day because that's how
good.
much Sam went over.
And you all mentioned, I mean,
That's a true story. Google it.
You mentioned obviously Lucy Lawless is in it. Lee Majors you mentioned, but I mean Samara Weaving's in it.
I didn't know Samara Weaving was in it. Okay,
I forgot she was in it too. I forgot she was in it too. Well, and it's shot once again. It's shot in New Zealand.
Yep.
If you ever, that's another. If you can find a Bruce interview where he does a Kiwi, he does almost a pitch perfect Kiwi accent. He worked there so long. So Bruce, it's just he does it perfect.
It's one of those things where I'm very slow to become a fan of something. I'm going to use an example that's totally not movies, but for Rick Springfield, I didn't become his fan until I read his book. He put a book out, like I think around 2013, and I read the book and I was really interested then in going back and picking up some of his earlier CDs. Back when CDs were still being played in a car. They're not anymore.
I bought one off of eBay the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
I miss having a CD player in the car. They just don't put them in there. And I think if you,
my truck.
So sad.
But
yeah, so I say all that to say that I didn't become a fan of Bruce Campbell really until I had started to watch some of and I highly recommend this for anyone watching or listening. I feel like you should watch some of the documentaries out there. There's a fan documentary too, and I'm going to find it and I'll put it in the caption area of the YouTube, this episode. I'll put it in there. Whatever ones that I watched, which I think were 2 or 3 of them, like about a month ago, because we were originally going to air this back in March, and then I got cooties. So we had to push it out to April. I couldn't
remember why we were doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, that's because we were originally going to do it in March. But yeah, so that's why I ended up liking him. I started to see him, what he was doing at conventions, and saw him at a Q&A on this documentary and thought, he sounds really cool. Like he engages with the fans, gives the fans what they want. And that's what made me want to watch, the TV series. Because I thought he's probably going to get some cool dialogue. They'll probably give him more to work with.
Yeah, like I said, it never gets better than the first episode, but there's a ton of fun stuff, and it is so bloody. And where he's got his head up, it doesn't. You just wait. It's a lot of fun.
Well, and in addition to the TV show, if you love one-liners, I do recommend as much as you can, because obviously some of them are for older systems, but pretty much. There's technically, I think, 7 games out that were made that involve Ash. Only there's 2 of them that are no longer in print that were for iOS and stuff.
I think I have available. 2 of the Xbox ones.
Yeah, and so the big ones though that he did voice work for is A Fistful of Boomstick, Hail to the King, and
those are the 2 I have. I don't
Regeneration. Regeneration. Just to let you know though, Regeneration is a great one because he teams up with a half deadite.
No, I have Regeneration,
which is voiced by Ted Raimi.
Yes,
and the one-liners in these games are great. The other one I want to point out is I do recommend if you can track it down. I think it's the second oldest one is Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick. That was for PlayStation 2 and the first Xbox.
I have it for the first Xbox.
The reason you need to track this down is if you're a big fan of anything from Pulp Fiction to Goofy to SpongeBob, it has all the voice actors that do those characters. Bill Farmer is the voice of a Deadite. Phil Lamar, who is in Pulp Fiction and gets shot, and his house isn't for dead gangster storage. Anyway, and Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, all did voice work on this game. And so if you're a big fan of it, it's Steve Bloom. I mean, honestly, the voice actors on this, there's about 30 of them.
I can see where the game would actually give you a lot more of that fun dialogue. I could see where that would.
Well, for years, people, like us would demand a sequel and they hadn't made the remake. And for years, they're like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And he would say, just go play the video games. If you want a sequel, just go play the video games. Those are kind of the sequels.
And by the way,
that is true.
A Fistful of Boomstick was written by 3 writers, Ralph Fulton, Brian Gomez, and Philip Lawrence. The other games were actually written by Sam Raimi. Evil Dead: Hell to the King, which was on Sega Dreamcast, to tell you how long ago it was written by Sam Raimi, and as was Regeneration. Sam Raimi is the writer on both of those.
Yeah.
So that smart aleck dialogue is the same person who did it, or one of the people who did it for the movies. There you go.
Do you think he's still got some? I mean, as producer, do you think that he still adds to some of that? I mean, as far as
I think that they have a say so in, and he's even said, you go shoot the movie and stay in your budget, right? I think they have a say so when that script is locked, because that's just how movies are. It's like, you're going to go shoot this script. That's just how movies are made. And then I think they have input on edits and cutting and stuff, but I think they're fairly hands off, considering some of the micromanaging. If you know anything about Hollywood and how movies are made, I think they're probably a little less. It's curious. I mean, Fetty's next movie was for them as well. Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe was produced by them too. It was a big hit.
Dead air. Dead air.
No. I was waiting for somebody else to talk.
No. Well, actually, you made me think of Don't Breathe.
All I've done is
where he kind of becomes a hero. I don't know. Anyway,
I've never actually seen Don't Breathe 2.
But
I didn't either. I only saw the first one.
It was a good movie.
But no, I think the other thing that, by the way, this makes me think of is that now I want to also do, of all the of things that pop up in Evil Dead, that I now want to do spin-off movies about that would be completely absurd. I want to be an evil librarian. Like, Necronomicron's overdue. You get charged. Oh, you've got think about some of the other one. Robert Bloch had De Vermis Mysterious in his universe.
Now, who's Robert Bloch for the people who are still watching?
Robert Bloch is an author, Joe. Authors make books, but
what did he write?
Well, he wrote lots of things, Joe, but you're probably referring to Psycho.
Sorry,
Psycho, Joe. Most people say Psycho, but I think the P is just as important as the other one.
Psycho.
Actually, Joe, you know what he wrote that's the most important of all?
What?
He wrote the classic episode Wolf in the Fold of Star Trek, which is where Jack the Ripper is voiced by Piglet. It's John Fielder, who was the voice of Piglet, plays Jack the Ripper. If you've never seen the episode, it actually is really... It was kind of their only, because Roddenberry wanted them to avoid Halloween episodes, but they kind of got away with it there.
Thank you, Eric, for letting us know that he wrote Psychos.
By the way, there are actually some of these.
I loved Alien Romulus as well. Fetty did a good job with that too. It's a good B alien movie. Sorry, I was trying to get Barbara put the thing so I could see back up there. Otherwise, I would have been answering some of your questions. Cooties or Deadites? Which one do I prefer? What's the question?
Oh no, he was asking me. He was asking me if I had cooties or Deadites.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the Elijah.
It turns out the way to beat Deadites is cooties, because they're like, ew, gross.
Ew,
don't leave.
I thought you were talking about the Elijah Woods movie Cooties.
Why'd you make Elijah Woods last name plural?
I don't know, but now I want to.
We'll call him Elijah Woods.
Chad took it somewhere obscure again.
How about James Woods?
That cast the stack. Just know a lot of people didn't see that movie.
I'm trying to think of the guy from The Office who's in it. Who's also
Rainn Wilson. Rainn Wilson's in that too.
Yeah, it's a good.
What do you guys have? You guys just dropped an episode. What do you guys have coming up? Do you know?
That's a great question. Well, we're waiting on 2 people to give us kind of a scheduling as far as guests.
Oh, you're getting some guests on the show?
Yeah, I'd love to say it, but as soon as I say it, I have become that.
You don't want to jinx it.
I don't even believe in jinxes, but I do believe as soon as I say it, it won't happen.
He doesn't believe in jinxes, just curses and hoodoo.
Oh, derailed the stream. You can, Eric, you can derail my stream anytime you want.
Oh, there it is.
But yeah, now we've got a couple of guests. One I'm really is he's a legend, and I'm really excited about. And I just don't want to say it till it happens.
Okay. That's your teaser, people.
That's our teaser. Well, I'll tell you, I did panels with 2 of them at Lexington Comic-Con, both of them. So
But
now you have to go and do your homework, people, to figure out who they may be.
There you can narrow it down.
Let me get in this and ruin any future chance we have. I'll tell you who it won't be, Miss Bell. Sorry.
Miss Bell. Oh gosh. Because, well, actually, James, you were pretty good about that. You were like, well, that might be nice to have them on at a future show.
I was trying.
Nope.
I was trying to turn a negative into a positive.
You were being diplomatic.
So Eric, my new lover, I'll explain this Miss Bell thing to you. We had a live episode, and we may have had someone with the last name of Bell, first name of. Doesn't matter who was supposed to do it. Ringing bell, and then she decided not to, and then told an outside source later. It's like, oh, I was just so tired. I'd love to do it. Just have them call us. With 3 of us texting her and her agent. I just love it when people tell versions that make them sound better. I don't mind people telling me no. I mind people telling me yes and backing out.
Yeah. By the way, our battle cries, we've been told to go to hell several different times, and we'll be
more than once. Sure. I don't even get my feelings hurt.
The funny part was
you guys did a great show, though.
Yeah.
The funny part about it to me, though, was, if I remember correctly, Joe, didn't she tell you that she really, really wanted to do it because she wanted to do it something on Instagram during it?
She didn't tell me. She told her agent, who then told my agent, who then told me.
Have your people call my people.
And I don't have an agent, but there is someone who does handle me at LuxCon, and she did tell her agent to tell that person. And then that person Saturday morning walked up to me, put both hands on my arms, and said, I am so sorry. And it was one of the sweetest things. She I won't say her name, but she's second in command. It was one of the sweetest things. I appreciate her.
What I wanted to say is she ended up doing that live Instagram thing that she said she was going to do during our show, but it happened to pop up on my feed, I think Sunday morning, and I was like, I'm not watching this.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
Which, by the way, affected her none at all. I'm sure I wasn't her target audience on Instagram.
No, and I know a couple other things I want to talk about. And this back to Eric and railing. Oh, he said derailing. Darn it, Eric.
That might be a whole different thing.
No,
you better go look that up in the dictionary.
I was saying, is that like flammable and inflammable technically mean the same thing?
Maybe, but maybe we should have a bonehead. We've tried these things before, and it never works out for us. But have like somebody wins a contest to see. We take them to see the Evil Dead burn.
Oh, you totally should do that.
It never works out for us though. We can give away free tickets, and they still was like, "Come play with us." Can't get a tire pork chop around
with us.
Yeah,
you should come play with us. That's funny. Yeah, you totally should do that.
Hey, Eric,
I want to go see Evil Dead burn with the guys.
You want to come hang out with me?
I would say
I get one of those recliner seats.
Oh my gosh.
Usually, by the way, it ends with you want to come to my basement.
You want to come to my basement and see my Army of Darkness poster?
You're gonna lift your armrest for Eric.
This popcorn bucket has a hole in it.
Oh my god!
Do you like gladiator movies?
Railing, derailing, potato. It's all this. It is the name of the love.
I was gonna say, if somebody bursts into the name of love, I'm done. I just
name of love.
Well, I will say what I'm hoping to do. Eric and we are going to be doing a Christine conversation at some point, and we will also be doing a Killer Clowns conversation at some point. And he said that has to go live because he has a lot to blab about. He said.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I would like to look forward to that.
And I think I don't know if this will be live or not.
No, I'm holding a popcorn bucket, dude.
There's 4 conversations.
You had me up until then, Eric.
And then Chad and I have a couple of a double feature to do soon too.
Mm-hmm.
which I just got behind. I like took like about three or 4 weeks off. So
what's your double feature with Chad?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. What was it? It's the double feature that's not really horror, right? It's that that French director that you like.
Junet.
Oh, it's City of Lost Children and Delicatessen.
Thank you.
Jean-Pierre
Yes.
Jeunet.
Is it Junot or is it Genet?
Jeunet. Sorry.
No, I was asking.
Hold
I
on.
thought you knew. I
Hold
think
on.
It's Jeunet.
Genet. Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Juno. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Juno.
By the way, there's a Killer Clowns from Outer Space game that came out in 2024 too. I just wanted to say that out loud.
Oh, that I didn't know. That's pretty cool.
Yes, the 7th map was released. It's a multiplayer game. So there's
Barb, did you get
Well,
all your questions answered?
did.
Did we ask you just ask us everything?
look at the camera.
I,
Is this
you
what
were
you
very
want?
helpful.
Is
Hi,
this what
Kitty.
you wanted?
Are you entertained?
You keep. Oh yeah, yeah. Reach
Oh,
for
look,
the camera.
he reached out for me. He reached out for me.
Listen, kid.
Yes. Thank
I'm gonna-
you.
I'll just be a Bond villain for a minute. Yes, good. You expect me to talk? No, I expect you to die.
I just want to say thank you to Bonehead Weekly, the guys at Bonehead Weekly, for coming on here and doing our first live show, first live episode. And yeah, and thank you, to everyone that showed up. It looks like maybe just Eric is left. I think Patrick abandoned us. I'm gonna have to give him a hard time for that.
I've abandoned my
Merch.
boy.
Merch.
Abandoned my child.
Yes.
But yes.
If you want a shirt, you should get a shirt.
So thank you everyone for showing up and hanging out with us while we talk about the Evil Dead franchise, which is going to be a huge cast reunion coming to Scarefest in October. So
Oh, I can't
you-
wait for that.
yeah, that'll be fun. So
It's always a good time.
There's a
Oh,
couple
it
of
is.
them I haven't. There's 3 or 4 of them I haven't met yet, so we're so
Other
excited.
other than through your attorneys.
Well, my agent was told by their agent that they would love not to meet me.
Yeah. According to that cease and desist.
According to Mr. Groening's lawyers, what he meant to say.
and Eric, you're flirting with the right one because the other two. If you guys have mentioned this before, Joe is the one that jokes about inappropriate sex stuff. James is the one that's like dark macabre stuff, and Chad is the fart jokes.
Which that's how we started this episode. So
And
yeah, no shock.
Jokes
Full
and
circle.
poop jokes.
Oh, and
and
poop
my-
jokes.
Eric, I want you to own me.
Oh my god, he couldn't help himself.
More of
And
a-
on that note,
More of a rent to own situation. really.
Islands in the stream. That is what we are.
which this stream is ending.
That
Good
one
night,
is. Eric says it.
Arlene. Goodbye, everyone.
Salute.